This is New Hampshire's Mount Washington on a pleasant summer day. Don't be fooled. At 6,288 feet, it's the highest mountain in the northeastern U.S. and home to some of the world's most extreme weather. That's Tom Padham, one of the weather watchers at the Mount Washington Observatory. The winds on that brutal November day were gusting up to 105 miles per hour, with a wind chill of minus 40 Fahrenheit. Think that's crazy? The summit of Mount Washington in April 1934 recorded a gust of 231 miles per hour, setting a world record that's been topped only once since then. So why is the weather here so extreme? For one thing, the prevailing winds at 6,000 feet haven't had any obstacles to slow them down for 1,000 miles or more. And when those winds reach New Hampshire, they hit a wall of mountains, and that wall forms a funnel with a focal point right at Mount Washington. On top of that, 3 major storm tracks converge there, all of which makes for some seriously dangerous weather all year round. Here are some more extremes. The mountain averages 97 inches of rain and 281 inches of snow every year. Hurricane-force winds are a regular presence. During the extended winter season, 100-mile-per-hour winds whip through basically once a week.
So we're going to take a look at what it's like outside. It's pretty crazy.
I wanted to see what it's like to actually work there. The privately funded Mount Washington Observatory has 2 crews, each with 3 weather observers and 1 to 3 interns. Each crew rotates in every Wednesday for a week-long stay at the summit. There are weather instruments to monitor, recording things like temperature, and wind speed, and barometric pressure. People have been doing that at the observatory since 1932, and that's produced a remarkable historical record of weather patterns and climate behavior. The observatory website updates throughout the day, and there's a twice-daily higher summits forecast. That's vital information for hikers and skiers and tourists in the immediate vicinity, and it helps a lot with regional forecasts as well.
So we're going out a minimum of at least once an hour to take weather observation readings. So we're taking temperature, making sure our instruments are free, as well as looking at sky condition, visibility, and any type of precip that might be falling from the sky, and kind of putting that all together for a METAR that we submit once an hour.
Around the clock, even in extreme weather, the meteorologists go outside to make observations. That twirly contraption, it's a sling psychrometer, which they use to gauge dew point and relative humidity. When there's snow or rain, someone's got to go out to fetch the precipitation bucket. And it gets worse. In really frightening winter weather, they constantly have to de-ice the instruments, and that can be hazardous.
So use a crowbar to do this. I'm gonna go up there and get rid of this ice.
The highest winds I've ever experienced while working here is 158 miles per hour. The winds were from the northwest that night, and I was outside de-icing the instrumentation, and when I came back in, the building was actually shaking, and which is kind of an impressive feat given that it's a solid concrete building with about 2 to 3 feet walls.
We were seeing heavy freezing rain with winds gusting to 110 miles an hour. It was building up about 6 inches per hour of clear, solid glaze ice. I was knocking off basically 4 foot by 2.5 foot or so thick blocks of ice that weighed a good 150 pounds in 100-mile-an-hour winds. So that was pretty scary, actually.
As scary as all that may sound, it's just the daily routine for the crew. They even have fun with it, like doing science experiments with eggs in boiling water. You should be sure to check out their YouTube channel. In better weather, there are actually a lot of tourists who come to visit, about 350,000 a year. They can hike up, drive a car, or ride the old-fashioned cog railway. However they get there, there's usually a line for photos at the summit marker. I couldn't resist. If you visit, just don't push your luck, especially in winter.